Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Brief with your host Tone Jace. Leah was not able to make it today. Giacomo is here in Riga with me, but he wasn't able to make it here yet. So we do have Jimmy Song. However, there's a whole table of Bitcoiners right behind me. Maybe you'll recognize some people. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get some of them over here right
Well,
after.
say hi to Felix at least. He's right behind
Hey
you.
guys, we're live. I got Jimmy Song here. You want to say hi? You got
Hey
Felix, you got
Felix.
Lawrence, you got Ragnar.
Very nice.
What we can recognize there. And
Okay.
all right, Jimmy, I got you for about 30 minutes. Let's jump into our first story. You got a lot more clarity on what happened with the Bitcoin Core bug. Maybe I'll get Lawrence to chime in on it as well. When maybe after or right now. But give us an update. Tell us exactly what happened
All
and
right. So,
what's going on.
yeah. So this was disclosed a couple of days ago, and a lot of people on Twitter were saying you should really upgrade to 0.16.3. We talked about it a couple of days ago. I had thought that the bug was more or less a particular type of transaction where you use the same input twice. That's illegal because that's a double spend within the same transaction. And I thought that would crash a node. That wasn't the case. Reading through this and going through the code, what I've discovered is that this only applies when it is included in a block. There's a normal checking of the transaction that filters for this. So if you send a transaction to a node that's using the same input twice, that's like basically like spending the same dollar twice or something like that. That's illegal. It would be detected by the other node, and they would reject that transaction. That from a mempool perspective, that's what happens. But if you have it in a block, then for a variety of really intricate reasons, it turns out that from version 0.14, it will crash the node. And that's because there's an assert false there, because the second time it goes through, it'll see, oh, okay, well, it's been spent already. This block isn't valid. And there's this update coins thing, which essentially updates the UTXO set for a node. And in that process, it always checks for that. Instead of throwing back an error message, it does an assert false, which crashes the node. If you fed it that block, then it would crash it. The thing about that is it needs to pass a lot of the other checks for a block first. So among other things, it needs a valid proof of work before it could get to that. So it's not a cheap attack. You would need to find a proof of work, which at the very least is an opportunity cost of at least 12.5 Bitcoins in order to produce. So you would need to do that, construct the block in such a way as to have a single transaction that spends the same output twice, and have it as part of that block. Now that would crash 0.14 node. Because of the refactor in 0.15 with respect to how sort of UTXOs were handled and so on. What ended up happening is that it checks for a double spend on a transaction by transaction basis instead of an input by input basis, which is what you really need. And there's another. So what that ends up doing is it 0.15 and 0.16 right up until the latest release would accept a block constructed like that as a valid block. If it has seen that not a transaction in the mempool, but as a whole block. So a miner would have to be really malicious in order to construct this type of block. It would have caused some sort of like a chain split, because these blocks, those nodes would count that as valid. Older nodes and alternate implementations would say that's not valid. People would have figured out something was wrong really, really quickly. But that's basically what this bug was. I'm going to try to do a write-up of it. I've been examining the code, emailing core devs, and trying to see if I have the gist of it right and making sure that I have all of the technical details right before I publish something. But that's what happened, and that they didn't disclose that part. So if you spend the same dollar twice and you get an output that's like $1.95, then you're basically creating 95 cents out of thin air, and that's what this disclosure essentially reveals, is that there was sort of an inflationary aspect just for 0.15 and 0.16 nodes before this fix was implemented. That could have been if a miner managed to create a block with a particular transaction like this that managed to do some sort of single transaction double spend.
Do we know if anyone was ever successful in
no, it's absolutely nobody was successful. And like from a game theory perspective, this is highly risky for a miner, right? If they the only way you can do this is if a miner was very malicious and purposefully sought to get this out under the radar or to crash the network or something like that. But as soon as it's discovered, then they lose all of their mining reward. They lose whatever double spend that they were hoping to do, and they'll be like tarred and feathered for life. So the game theory around it is just very much against somebody trying this, but it is a real vulnerability that got patched by adding back the within transaction double spend that Matt Corallo put in back in like 0.14.
Hey Jimmy, so speaking of core devs, I have one right here.
No, I'm not core dev. I'm at best a contributor.
Weren't you listed as a core dev?
No, at best
No,
I'm a
my
contributor.
bad.
I did a couple of contributions.
All right. Well, I got Lawrence.
If you have commits, I think you're kind of.
He can't hear you, Jimmy, at the moment.
Okay.
I can change the speaker. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me change my speaker so that Lawrence can hear you.
All right. Well, anyway.
Okay, good. He can hear you now.
Okay, great. So this is basically like a very specific bug that apparently got reported. We'll note also that any coin that forked from 0.14 or 0.15 essentially has the same bug. But yeah, it's quite interesting, and yeah, it's a very particular sort of bug, which I never would have expected.
All right, Lawrence, so you tell our audience who you are. People may not be familiar. You are Green Address, basically.
Right. My name is Lawrence Nahum. I'm a senior architect of Blockstream. Green Address was acquired by Blockstream a couple of years ago. And about this bug, so it was introduced in 0.14.0. As far as I know, it's in every single version since then. 0.16.3 as well as 0.70 RC4, and basically every master branch is fixed.
I think the fix has also been backported to 0.15 and 0.14 last.
I believe so, but only sources so far. The binaries will be released later, as far as I understand. Mm-hmm. The only binary that has been released as of date is 0.16.3 and 0.17.0 RC4. This bug was believed to be only a DOS issue at the beginning, but as of this morning, we know it's also an inflation bug. We patched 0.16.3 this morning as soon as we found out. I mean, we already had in the pipeline 0.16.3 anyway for the DOS, but it wasn't as urgent because the DOS, in worst case, crashes your node or makes the resource unavailable, as opposed to inflate coins. And so as soon as I realized that was the bug, we patched immediately without wait.
Well, anyway, it's been patched also in Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin ABC client anyway, and it was mostly due to as far as I can tell, some interaction bug between. So Matt Corallo turned off a secondary check because it was redundant with the update coins check, and it turns out that the UTXO. This is my understanding at this time, anyway. The UT
optimization introduced in 2014, and they only got caught recently.
Yeah, it was so 014 also did some rearrangement with some of the UTXO stuff, and that caused it to crash because of an assert false. That was changed in 0.15 because they redid how UTXOs are stored. And that check kind of went away, and the two things never resolved until the recent bug fix. It's literally like a 6-character fix, which is kind of nice, but it's kudos to Suhas, who seem to have coded it, Matt, Greg, a lot of other people that did the review and testing and getting it out so quickly. But yeah, it's a really interesting interaction bug. I'll have to investigate it a little more. And after I talk to them.
I reviewed the PR. I believe it was just a flip of a Boolean from. I don't actually remember if it was true to false or false to true. That's not.
It was false to true. So there's a comment where it's actually executed that. You don't need to do this for check block because it's redundant with something else. And it turns out that redundancy was removed as part of the refactor. And so it's kind of like, oh, I thought you were going to do it. No, well, no, I'm not going to. I thought you were going to do it. I thought you were going to do it. And basically they both.
Most of the changes tests. That flag being flipped and the tests.
Yeah. So they added a test for this specific case, and that's it should reject it as invalid. But yeah, I mean it's quite an interesting bug. I like, and this is, I guess, the kind of thing that you should expect out of open source projects, where it's not really anyone's particular fault. It's just that it was I don't know, if anything, kind of a communication error or something like that.
Yeah, out of curiosity, you mentioned maybe Bitcoin Cash, but do you know anything about other altcoins like Litecoin, Dogecoin, and so on and so forth?
Well, at the very least, a lot of these hard forks are probably vulnerable because they all use that, but they centralize block production to a large degree, so I don't think you actually need to worry about it.
Yeah, of course, because this issue, it's only if a miner.
It's only if a miner produces a malicious block, and if you are you would need to know some things in order to produce it. I don't think most miners in any of these hard forks actually.
And also, I believe you're safe if your node is behind a 0.16.3 node. If you have an edge node that protects you in that way, then your internal node shouldn't be affected, because you would never see the faulty block.
Oh wait. So you have an edge node that's what, 0.14?
No, sorry, 0.16.3. So if you're behind an 0.16.3 node, then you're protected. Even if
right now you are. Yeah. Obviously, hard fork coins don't have that, but it's a crazy kind of interaction bug, and it's a very, very specific case. And a miner would have needed to target you specifically in order, or targeted, created this block, which would have cost them a significant amount of money. I mean, 12.5 Bitcoin.
Reward and fees, right?
Reward, fees, and whatever that they hope to gain would have had to offset that. But
if it's a pool, everybody would leave.
Yeah, if it was a pool, then everyone would have left. But I mean, just even as a independent entity, right? Like if I'm running a node, and as soon as somebody discovers this, I could disconnect that block, and I can just say that block is invalid. I don't care what you guys say, and you would have been on the other side of the chain that doesn't have that inflation. So it would have been, I think it would have been over very quickly. I don't think it's that, like, game theory wise, there's almost no chance that anybody gets away with something like this, just because of all. And this is part of why you need like backwards compatibility. It's if you had everyone hard fork to something like 0.15 or hard fork to, if 0.15 or 0.16 were hard forks, then this would actually be a real vulnerability, and there would have been no chance that well, I mean, maybe there's a chance from a social level, but from a technical level, there's no real recourse. Well, I guess you can still disconnect the block, but still, it's in a hard fork situation. You have more of a centralized entity that would be telling everyone what to do. Here, you can still run 0.15, and it's okay as long as everyone else is, like the nodes that you're connected.
I kind of agree. Everyone is very vigilant now, and if something like this happened, everyone would know in a very short time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, that's I think this is something that I think a lot of people will be talking about in the next week. Just wanted to let you guys know about it. Tony, you want to go to the next story?
Sure. I was going to ask Lawrence real quick updates with Green Address, how everything's going, and anyone else besides that I'm back from watching coming here?
No, I believe, well, we do have a colleague of ours in the Green Address team. That behind us, it's the Green Address tech lead. We're coming out soon, thinking 2 weeks, with a new iOS app and Android app. And we're going to look towards the end of 2018, maybe beginning of 2019 for a desktop app as well.
Okay, are you doing anything with Lightning Network?
Yes, but not for a while, in the sense that it will take a while to integrate, and I also can't wait for L2.
And what are you doing as far as fungibility and privacy? Are you adding any tools into the new version, or what are you looking forward to from the privacy side of development?
Well, so I'm very keen on Taproot, or anything that allows us to improve basically the privacy by making transaction or addresses in general look more similar across the space, so that you wouldn't stand out if you use something more exotic or some specific. Specifically, I mean, when you can have like multi-signature, let's call them contracts, but I mean wallets with other features like CSV and other options within your spending possibilities. So ideally, with Taproot, you can do things like, by default, everyone looks like the same in terms of the vanilla spending when everyone agrees, and then you can have various solutions, various different ways of spending, which reveal separate spending option.
All right, cool. Do you have any help with that wallet, or it's still just you?
No, I have a ton of help now. The team grew a lot, which is why now we're finally able to release an update with both in terms of UX, but also in terms of functionality. We attended recently a CoinJoin session where we were talking about ways of increasing privacy, and well, I look forward integrating things like CoinJoin in the wallet.
All right, very cool. All right, Lawrence, thank you for stopping by. I know you had a long walk. I'll let you get back to your beer, and maybe we'll grab somebody else in a few minutes after our next story.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. All right, we're moving on to the story. Now, I did not have time to look up whether Taiwan had an extraditionary treaty with the U.S. Apparently it does. And Cody Wilson was arrested in Taiwan as the news breaks. I have not had a chance to fully read this story. I mean, Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, we knew there was a warrant out for his arrest. I did not know he was in Taiwan, but it makes sense that the governments are coordinating to make sure that they get this guy. And it's kind of a sad day. I mean, he's going to come back to the U.S. He's going to be tried. I like this is bad, guys. Like when you have somebody that's yeah, I mean it reeks of some sort of setup, but I don't know. I'll let others be the judge of that. It's horrible though.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like if it wasn't Cody Wilson, he wouldn't be getting arrested right now.
Yeah.
There's definitely there's going to be a lot to this. I'm also hearing rumors that I guess the founder of the website that this happened through, I think he's in serious legal trouble as well, which I believe he's partially, if not even more responsible than Cody, because this is you trust the website to get some of the KYC right. This is why you KYC, and this is what happens. It's really unfortunate. All right, Jimmy, anything on the mempool? I don't have the link. Maybe you can just tell us. We don't really need the picture.
I haven't looked at it. It's been almost exactly the same the past like 6 months, but basically, if you want to get it in the next block, you're gonna have to spend like 10 or 20 satoshis per byte. If you want it in the next day or so, you can probably get away with one.
It's fine. Like the mempool has been pretty steady, only because all the trolls keep asking. Thoughts on Ripple? Apparently, it's up 70% in the last couple of days. I have not paid attention because I know Ripple is a scam coin. You know Ripple is a scam coin. Anyone with 2 cents in their brain knows that Ripple is a scam coin. So what are your general thoughts on that nonsense? I'm not even going to look for a story to relate to.
Yeah, I mean it's it's apparently passed Ethereum as for number 2 on the cryptocurrency market cap rankings. So that's kind of interesting at the very least. I mean, I don't know. There's like a new surge. There are some rumors though that that a lot of the reason is because of some tariffs that are going to go into play, and people want to get into crypto as a way to get around some of those tariffs or something like that. That's the rumor I'm hearing. I don't know.
Ripple is a centralized coin.
Yes, it is.
It's not going to get.
But you got to remember that it's pretty popular in Korea, Japan, and China. So those happen to be places nearby where I think a lot of the tariffs would be relevant. Yeah.
But all you have to do is call Ripple, give Ripple the company a call, and the tariffs are applied to the token because it's a centralized control.
You would think so, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, somebody clearly is banking on this stuff. But that's the only news that I've heard that sort of relates to any of this possibly, or why it might be going up or down.
All right. Oh, and I was just happened to be looking at my phone, and I glanced at my notification, and there was a message. Check this out from Krista Rose. What's astonishing to me is that people such as Jimmy Song and Tone Vase would rather see Ethereum at number 2 than Monero. And
okay, Krista Rose is delusional. If he,
no, not delusional. I'm sorry. Krista Rose is now a straight up liar. Because neither you nor I have ever said anything about which coin we want at number 2. We don't want there to even be a number 2. So the Rose is now a straight up liar or delusional or whatever it is, because that's pure bullshit. This is what bothers me about people. And like, why do you say shit that we never said? That and he has an audience. He has a YouTube channel. So when he's calling us delusional based on something that we never even said nor did.
No, it's a complete straw man. It's like, this is what I wish you would believe so I can condemn you more. I muted him a long time ago.
My rules are simple. I block liars. So I'm now officially blocking the Rose because he's now a liar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been saying all kinds of crap. And you know, he and a lot of other people have been sort of, you know, they were advocates for Bitcoin, but I don't know. They want to go some other direction because
Wait, so is he a Monero shill now, or does he?
I guess so. I haven't been paying attention to him at all, and neither has a lot of people. So I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe he's shilling Monero. But Fluffy's the one that in that tweet that I just saw with you is the one that's like, why would like he's arguing with the Rose, like you don't want Monero to be number one. You want
I mean, I made it very
Bitcoin
clear. I recently referred to Monero as useless. I have never called Monero a scam. I have never called, I'm just calling Monero useless because Bitcoin is going to have better privacy. And Bitcoin is going to scale better. So Monero is just useless. Ethereum is an unscalable, unlicensed security. So Ethereum is way worse than Monero. I don't give a shit who's number two. BitConnect can be number two for all I care. They're all irrelevant.
Yeah, Chris just sort of does what Chris does. I have been ignoring him for a long time. I'm sure you have too. So
yeah, no, because I'm tired of it, man. Because I'm tired of getting tagged by people that are lying, right? I mean, if you're gonna lie about something I've said or done, you won't be able to tag me anymore if I have you blocked. You can just write my name there. At least I won't see you're stupid when you're straight up lie.
Yeah, I mean, he could say whatever he wants. I think he just discredits himself more the more he does such transparent lies as this.
All right. I guess that's it. We'll let you go. Right. You got to get going. I was gonna look at price. I'll stop screen share. Yeah. No. I mean that message literally came through while Lawrence was talking, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. He's there's a bunch of people like that. I think the bear market sort of causes a lot of people to, I don't know, change their mentality or change their principles or something. I don't. There's something that happens mentally. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's just straight up lying at this point. So, see ya.
All right, man. Jimmy, thank you for joining. I'm gonna let you go. I'll see if I can grab an interview with someone, and then we'll do the price.
All right. Well, this song is done.
Later, man. Hey, anybody want to jump on a stream? Give us their thoughts. Come on, Brian. Loop around right here. All right. Hey, excellent. You clip that on, and we are in business.
Great, awesome.
We are on with Brian Bishop. There you go.
In Latvia.
In Latvia. Oh man, Jimmy just got off the stream. Oh yeah, he had to run anyway. So Brian, what's going on? What are you working on these days? And what are you doing in Latvia? What are you going to talk about?
So I'm here in Latvia for Baltic Honey Badger. I'm going to talk about custody, stuff like hardware wallets, hardware security modules, how to safely store Bitcoin, topics like that. I actually, I'm just now leaving my role at LedgerX. I was there for 4 years. I did all their Bitcoin custody and storage.
How they do it? How are those options going over at LedgerX?
You know what? They launched, they're running, they're licensed and registered with CFTC. It's actually, the volume's been going up. I think it's looking really interesting, actually.
Yeah, I should check that out. I'm an options trader myself, but in traditional markets. All right, so now you're starting your own company, or you're joining somebody?
You know what? I'm still looking around to see what I'm going to do. Bunch of offers on the table, but it's really hard to pick.
Yeah, lots of people are getting into that. Like Casa just is getting into that as well, and Jameson Lop is here. I didn't recognize him. Shaved his beard. Not literally. He's around here somewhere. It's hard to find him now because he doesn't have a beard no more. Yeah, no, and so give us a little more details on that, on the whole custody side of things and how challenging it is to educate people.
Well, I think one of the interesting things about custody is that currently in the market it's like multi-tiered or multi-layered, and there's people who talk about hardware wallets and there's people who talk about hardware security modules, and they're usually considered totally separate products. And What's interesting, though, is that they're actually kind of the same thing. And hardware security modules are simply sold to people with a lot more money. I actually think the features should be the same, and then those two market segments should be kind of eliminated and rolled into one.
All right, very cool.
Yep.
And your presentation is going to be about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Anything else? How are you liking the space? I mean, any thoughts on we just spent like 20 minutes talking about the big bug that was fixed, even though it was a big bug, but it was going to be a bug that no one was actually going to exploit because it would have been like you would have hurt yourself by doing it. General thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I got off the flight, my flight to Moscow, and I opened up my email. I'm like, oh my God, the world's ending. It's not that bad, though. Turns out that in certain situations, you can construct a double spin transaction if you're using an older version of Bitcoin Core, and therefore are able to inflate the monetary supply. But this has been fixed. The software has been updated. You can go download a new version of Bitcoin Core. Everything's good. What really worried me, though, is that the Bitcoin Core developers reached out to me because they were trying to send an email to the Bitcoin Dev mailing list, which I moderate, which is hosted by Linux Foundation, and it's actually down. It's completely down right now. There's no way to use it.
Why?
I have no idea. I think it's like a coinciding bug or something. But yeah, that's really bad when you're trying
I know. I thought about bad timing.
Yeah, it's terrible timing. Yeah. What's even worse is I recently removed some moderators from the list that were inactive and just some old people that haven't been pulling their weight anymore. So not only did this occur during a bug period, but also a lot of the old moderators are no longer around anymore. So that was, anyway, it's all fixed now.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add
No,
before I
that's
let you
it.
go? All right, cool. Thank you very much. Let's see if I can get anybody else. Hey, Ragnar, you want to jump on the stream? Want to jump on the stream? Want to talk about what you're up to these days?
Sure.
Okay. All right, maybe you can stick this on your hair or something.
Okay. Just stick it right here.
No, other way.
Just go like that.
All right. Got Ragnar here with me. Go ahead, tell our viewers something about yourself and what are you going to present at Honey Badger and what are you up to these days?
Great, thanks. Ragnar Leaf-Fraser, and presenting on Bitcoin use cases for real estate. So every way you could use Bitcoin for real estate, whether it's currency, multi-sig, as collateral, even as a ledger. So that'll be on Sunday, my talk.
Yeah, you're still working on that. I think we met about 3 or 4 years ago, and you were, I think back then you were still looking at putting, real estate on the blockchain. I think now you're realizing that's probably not the way to go.
Yeah.
But the Bitcoin blockchain can still be useful in real estate transactions.
Yeah, so we did a pilot program in 2017 with Chicago's Cook County, and we used Colored Coin, and we actually created the first ever legal blockchain real estate deed to convey property, and we actually tested it successfully. But now I've kind of moved away from that because I realized you don't really need a token for conveyance, although you can. And even if you do want to use the token, I don't think the Bitcoin token is the best way to do it. So, so I'm doing something else stealth that probably will come out in a couple months. But it's Bitcoin and real estate.
All right, very cool. Are you keeping up with the latest, upgrades? Are you looking forward to Lightning or privacy features? What are you most looking forward to? I probably should have asked that question to Brian Bishop as well. What are you looking forward to come out in the next year or two on the Bitcoin side?
Well, personally, all the privacy stuff really excites me. On the business end, Lightning Network, working with the company now that's trying to sell real estate data at kind of a micro level. So Lightning Network payments will really enable being able to sell small amounts of data. So professionally, the Lightning Network stuff is really exciting.
All right, very cool. Anything else you want to add, or I'll grab somebody else just for a quick word?
No, looking forward to this conference. Thank you.
All right, cool.
All right.
Unclip that.
All right.
See if I can grab anybody else. Hey guys, anybody else want to jump on the stream? Oh shit, Matt's behind me. Matt. What are you up to, Matt? Get over here. Matt just showed.
I'm way too jet lagged for that.
Matt just showed up.
I'm way too jet lagged.
What are you going to talk about at the conference?
What am I talking about?
Yeah.
So I'm giving a talk on kind of high-level security model thoughts and the way we frame and think about scaling in the context of Bitcoin and other systems.
Yeah, and we spent about 10 or 15 minutes earlier today talking about the bug fix. Your name came up a couple of times.
Yeah.
You been getting some shit or what?
I've been trying to sleep.
All right, maybe we'll get your comments in a couple of days.
Yeah.
How long are you here?
I'm here till Monday.
All right, cool. All right, maybe I'll catch you on Sunday.
All right.
All right, I think we're good. I think it's time to take a look at the price. Hey, Ragnar, any final thoughts on altcoins? Maybe you want to say something nice about Ripple?
Oh yeah, Ripple's my favorite. No, in terms of price, I don't even check really pretty much anymore. Only if someone says something interesting. Very, very bullish, definitely long term. I mean, this is the best Bitcoin has ever been with all the upgrades and the privacy and Lightning Network. It's amazing when you think about where we were even 2 years ago. So very bullish on the price.
All right, cool. Thanks, man. All right, guys, I think I've tortured you enough. Let's go take a look at the price. For my battery dies here, let's see. Working with my monitor again makes everything complicated. All right, give me a second here. I'm also not looking at your live chat, so I hope everything's, hope the audio is good, hope everything's good. Give me a sec here. All right, let's take a look at the price. I mean, I'm going to start off with showing my affiliate codes. I mean, if you guys like my work, and why am I talking into a mic when I have a clipped mic? If you guys like my work and you want to keep supporting this YouTube channel, please use the affiliate codes, whether you're going to sign up for TradingView or TorGuard or BitMax, or buy a hardware wallet or buy a nice watch or clothes. Also, if you're going to do your Amazon shopping, please click on one of these links. I mean, I do like my tech gear, especially my headphones, and these are the microphones that I'm talking on right now. So lots of cool gear, probably with the best charger, portable charger on the market. Go ahead and check these out. All right, price. These have not changed from this morning when I streamed from the airport. Bitcoin price is doing well. We are at 67.50. Man, these Bitcoiners are loud behind me. As you can see, we are still inside the triangle. We are getting closer to the top of the triangle. As long as we are inside this triangle, it will be a dead cat bounce. The dead cat bounce is a general term. It's a general term. It's the opposite term of what we call the dip. When you have a bull market, you get dips. When you have bear market, you have dead cat bounces. Dead cat bounces is just an inverse of the word dip. That's all it really is. Weekly chart is now on a green 2 above a green 1. So technically speaking, the weekly chart went bullish as of, well, at least the weekly chart went for a bullish trade. It's not bullish. There's more than one indicator involved here. The weekly chart is on a bullish trade, is on a long trade based on the sequential system as of 6,600. So the moment Bitcoin crossed 6,600, the moment it went above the 7-week moving average, there was a bullish weekly trade on the table. On a daily chart, we don't have a bullish trade yet, but like I said this morning, above the blue line is a good enough long trade because you've broken a recent high. So to me, this could have been a bullish trade, and you can double down on your bullish trade tomorrow once you have a green 2 above a green 1. But you're going to have a moving average in a minute. At 6,900, you're going to hit the 128-day moving average, and it's pretty significant. You also have the 200-day moving average coming down quickly. You also have the $7,000 resistance based on weekly charts as well. So you got lots of resistance here. I would be very careful with bullish trades. The 12-hour chart went bullish as of a 2 above a 3. Like I said yesterday, this morning, hell yeah, right now my stop loss, if I was in this bullish trade as of this green line, I would be setting my stop loss somewhere around 65, 75. That would be my stop loss right now. I might even raise it all the way to 66.30, somewhere above the high of the September 20th, second half of the day candle. So my worst case scenario bullish stop loss would be at 65.90 or something like that. Okay. The 4-hour chart is where I got cut off this morning, and then I had to run to my flight. So we hit a 9, we then hit a 1 that went higher than the 9. So as a trader, you had a bullish trade on the table as of the 2 going, above a 1 and above the 9, right? So as of this line, you have a bullish trade. Your stop loss is actually tricky. Are you sure your stop loss is actually tricky in that this is way too low. So I would initially set my stop loss below this candle, or maybe even below the moving average. I would keep this fairly tight. But we're starting to pull back a little bit now. Here's your 12-hour chart, and here's your daily chart. But things look bullish, but again, it's a dead cat bounce. Your overall trend is bearish. Now, here's the hourly chart. It almost made it to a 9, so I'm not really going to care. I'm not going to look at that. So shorts are starting to deteriorate, but very slowly. Still way too many shorts. Maybe a bigger short squeeze is in order. But look how many lower highs we have in a row. We have 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th dead cat bounce. 4th dead cat bounce. We'll see what happens here. Ethereum is gonna hit a 9 next week, but it's already rebounding. The S&P 500 is still doing well. You're on an 8 candle. I would wait tomorrow, Monday, should be a top, should be a pullback, and then the S&P 500 might be a good trade. Gold is pulled back down. Gold is in a no trade zone. Silver is just a disaster. Slide this over. What is this? This is Apple stock. Like I said, Apple stock is generally bearish to me, and Apple stock is a short as of that red line. And this is another stock in the crypto space, TSG. They're involved, I think, PokerStars or something. And look, you're on a 6 of 9. Like I said, this was a bullish trade off the 9. Above this green line, you're bullish again, and I would wait for the 9. So this has been a beautiful, beautiful trade. Right at 25.05, you pick up this bad boy, and you're up $1. Hell yeah, you're setting a break-even stop on this already, right? Because your stop loss was going to be 24. Your entry is 25, and you've already gone to 26. So you got to set a break-even stop loss and ride this out into a 9 and take your profit there. That's it for me. I mean, I guess we can take a look at the Ripple scam. I'm going to refer to it as the Ripple scam. The illegal security known as Ripple. Anyone? Okay, I will make it very, very simple. Anyone that believes in Ripple, the token, is either a scammer or an idiot. Like they're just not smart. They're just not very bright. If you believe that Ripple is a viable token, This does not have to do with traders, right? If you are able to profitably trade Ripple, good for you. I have nothing against you. However, if you believe that Ripple, the token, is actually a legitimate, useful token, you are either a scammer or you're not very smart. I would never do business with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to explain to you why Ripple's a scam because you're not smart enough to understand why Ripple's a scam. So I'm not interested. It's that simple. So the weekly chart was not going to help you. There was, oh wow, I'm still using the old indicator. Let me get my latest version. So the weekly chart, the weekly technical analysis on Ripple, I don't even know what the hell this is. Oh, it's the MACD. The weekly, where is he? Oh, I saw somebody. The weekly technical analysis on Ripple was not going to get you into this trade because you were on a red 5 looking for a red 9, looking for a sequential 13. The weekly chart was not going to help you. How about the monthly chart? The monthly chart wasn't going to help you either. The weekly chart, the monthly chart were both on a short trade. The only thing that could have saved your short trade is a stop loss. Okay, not going to talk about where to set your stop losses. I don't look at the 3-day chart. So the daily chart. Here's the daily chart of Ripple, and I'm looking at Ripple on Bittrex, and on Bitmax there could be different numbers. So the daily chart of Ripple could have been traded, right? Look, you have aggressive and combo 13 at the low, at the 9, totally tradable to the upside. Okay, it didn't go anywhere. It was going back down. You had a 9, you had the aggressive, you had the sequential 13 at the low, you then had a 1, you had a 2. Did the 2 go above the 1? No, it didn't. Did the 3 go above the 2? Yes, it did. So right here, you have a bullish trade on Ripple. The green 3 went above a green 2. Where's your stop loss? Your stop loss initially has to go down here. Okay? Now, once Ripple popped to the upside, you raise the stop loss to break even. Once you had a giant candle, you raise your stop loss to the middle of that candle. Once you had another positive candle, you put the stop loss at the bottom of that candle. Once you had a big giant candle, you put the stop loss in the middle of that candle. Once you have another giant candle, you put the stop loss in the middle of that candle. Tomorrow is a 9. Get the hell out of Ripple, okay? You can always get back in. Remember what I said about Bitcoin. You had a 9, you had a 1, you had a 2 above a 1 above a 9, you get back into your trade. Right now, if I was trading Ripple, this is 0.00066. The high, 0.000116. Okay, so we're talking from what do we got here? 4 zeros and a 6 to 3 zeros and an 11. So take the halfway point. I would put my stop loss somewhere over here. Put my stop loss somewhere around 0.000875. That would be my stop loss right now on Ripple. If it goes higher tomorrow, I would exit at the top on a 9. Do I care to go to the 4-hour chart? Look, your 4-hour chart is also on an 8, and it's working on a reversal candle. Your 4-hour chart is also telling you to get the hell out of Ripple, okay? I'm going to take this back to a weekly chart, and that's enough Ripple. I can glance at my phone. see if there's any questions. But I got a speaker dinner in a minute. Don't really see anyone else to interview right now. I can open up. I think I lost an app here. $2020 halving is absolutely not priced in. Show the RSI. Now I'm done with charting, guys. Wait a minute. I'm not sure I'm updating here. Let's try this again. Oh, I am updating. Yeah, of course Ripple's a scam. It's so obvious. It's so obvious, I don't want to explain it anymore. Go Google Ripple scam tone vase. There's a whole video. All right, I'm looking at your questions, guys. I'm not going to scroll through the rest of the thing. Oh, I see a tip. Can you look at WIG Polish stock market index? Thank you for your tip. 10 Polish notes. That's probably like $1. But WIG on the Polish stock market? Wow. I hope you don't have a, maybe it's a big position. Let me take a look. Oh, wait, I obviously don't have the stock saved. Make a copy. WIG Polish stock. Oh shit, Vortex, you want to come on the stream, man? Sit down, sit down. Hold on, give me 1 second. I got to look at some Polish stock. And then we got Vortex, just landed. Dude, how was Moscow, man?
Oh man,
They strip searching?
It was only brief, but I brought some stuff I probably shouldn't have brought, but it was okay.
Hey, at least you brought stuff. My stuff is still lost somewhere
That's
between
true.
France and Spain.
Did you lose the shirts I gave you, Tone? As
Dude,
well?
I lost everything.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
I can't even show this on camera what I'm wearing.
He's got a bunch of sweatshirts on. Sweatshirt and sweatpants. Awesome, man. I don't want to interrupt your trading here, bro.
No. I'm just gonna take a look at one stock, and then we're and then I'm gonna do a quick interview with you.
Awesome.
I promise.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I already scammed Whale Panda out of about 25 euros because I didn't have any money on me, and I was gonna pay him in I was gonna pay him in Bitcoin, and I scanned his QR code, and I was about to send it, and my phone died. And I still have no euros on me because I was at the
That's better than
I was
me.
at the gym. So if you have 3 euros,
I got
I'm gonna scam
dollars.
Vortex.
I got no euros. I got dollars and credit cards
No, it's all good, man.
and Bitcoin, but yeah.
Yeah, they don't take that here, unfortunately.
I'm unfortunate they don't take Bitcoin.
All right, we're looking for WIG, and it's a stock, and it's on the Polish exchange. Well, it's probably on the Euronext exchange. I hope you weren't holding this sucker. Here's the weekly chart. Jesus Christ, a pharmaceutical that killed a bunch of people? What the hell happened? Oh, and my battery's about to die too. I'm at 32%.
And it's trading fast.
Dude, this is like Ethereum.
That looks like a crypto crash.
All right, so here's why you want to not be cheap and use the sequential indicator. Look what a beautiful top the sequential picked out on this stock back in May 2015. Look at another high that the sequential picked out back in March of 2016. Look at the aggressive 13 got you on the low. They're not always going to work, but you have to pay attention when they do. And there was another one here somewhere. I thought I saw a 9 at the low somewhere. Maybe not.
I feel bad, Tone. I missed your Bitcoin trading today. I really wanted to see what your thoughts were on this crazy pump.
Oh, yeah. No, I was kind of bullish this morning.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, short term.
Sure, of course.
And look, right there, there's a 9 at the low again, right there with the candle after. So you never made it to a 9. This is neutral right now. this isn't a no trade zone right now. As long as this asset, do I have parallel lines here somewhere? It's got to be here, right?
Should be.
Parallel channel, right? As long as your asset, as long as you're between these two purple lines, pink lines, you're in a no trade zone. I would wait. If this line is broken to the upside, I think this thing can easily go back to like, 85 bucks. Normally, this is a bearish pattern. If you look at the all-time history of the stock, it's at the low, right? So if something is at the low, it can easily go lower. So I would be looking at, I'm not going to guess, right? Above this line, I'm bullish. Below this line, I'm bearish. Ideally, if it's going below this line, I want it to be a red 2 below a red 1. If it's going above that line, I want it to be a green 2 above a green 1. That's the weekly chart. Here's the daily. The daily gave you a nice 9 a few days ago. The daily went bullish as of the 18th. You now have a green 2 above a green 1. You are bullish. If you are a trader of the sequential system, like I am, you are in the bullish trade. Well, that's cheating because it gapped. You are in the bullish trade off of 63.56. Your stop loss, and this gap can easily close. Your stop loss is below the swing low. And if this thing goes any higher, you put a break-even stop loss in. You can even put a break-even stop loss already. Do not let these trades cost you money. I got another tip. All right, let me stop screen share. No more screen share, guys. I gotta talk to Vortex for a minute, and then I gotta go change into human clothes, and then we're gonna do a speaker dinner.
Sounds good.
Tone, you're a great guy. Thanks for all the work you do. What's your favorite stock for 2019, 2020? Guys, I haven't had time to research stocks. I honestly can't answer that. Probably Amazon. They're going to take over the world at this pace, right? I don't have a favorite stock right now because I have not been paying attention to trading. Hey, thank you for your $10 Euro tip, Red Driver. Can you take a look at IOTA and Gorpo? Man, I don't even know what the fuck Gorpo is.
If only you got a tip for every time somebody asks you to look at an altcoin.
If I have IOTA, I'll look at it. I don't even know what the fuck Gorpo is. Oh, man, I shouldn't curse. I'm trying not to curse. IOTA. I don't have IOTA.
And I don't know what the hell that other altcoin is.
I've never heard of it. It's,
there's so many thousands now.
Am I doing screen? I'm not even on screen share.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm not going to remember this. I kind of have to do it because the guy tipped.
Yeah. Just write it down, make a note.
Oh, really? I don't.
You don't make notes,
Tom? You own a pen, Vortex?
No, on Notepad. I don't write notes physically. I'm a programmer.
I have enough crap on my computer.
Everything is digital.
Let's make a copy. What is it? IOTA. IOTA's a scam, guys. It's obvious. It's one of the dumbest projects in the space. Not as dumb as Ripple, but it's a dumb project.
At the Block Exchange Expo over there in Las Vegas, I had some people asking me about IOTA and
oh wait, I'm looking at IOTA, the stock.
Yeah, they were really big bag holders, you could tell, and I just had to try. I tried to let them down as softly as I could.
I looked at IOTA, the stock.
Oh, whoops.
I can't look at it on Binance because Binance is too new. Bitfinex? I didn't know it was traded on Bitfinex.
Bitfinex has a lot of coins.
I guess we'll look at it on Bitfinex. Oh, but it's IOTA USD. I don't want IOTA USD. I want IOTA BTC. IOTA BTC Bitfinex.
We got to join the group at some point too, Tone.
I know, right?
I guess we'll wait till the dinner or something. I don't know.
I got to socialize.
We got to join all of these amazing people behind us right now. Like legends all behind us right now.
They're all useless. They're like causing bugs in Bitcoin. No. Know what I'm talking about?
No, Tone, no.
I'm just trolling Macarella.
We love it. We love it. We love it.
No, that's great. That's done so many good things. Hope he doesn't watch this later.
No, I don't think he watches your trading videos.
No, thank God. Look, wow, look how beautiful the sequential system called IOTA. A 9 at the low on October 30th, a 9 at the high, pretty more or less, on January 1st, and then a 9 at the low on March 12th. Guys, if you're not paying attention to the sequential system, I'm not even, I don't understand how you, like,
I mean, it's a standard in Wall Street. I mean,
it is.
It's an absolute standard.
Only for those that can afford $3,000 a month. So if you're a legitimate trader, you're absolutely watching this thing, and there's
like you
nothing
said,
you can do about it.
heard from the same people that the sequential is the only indicator that somebody can use exclusively.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a couple of traders about this, and they agree.
Yeah. And IOTA is looking bad because what you're looking at right here, the numbers have reset. This is the weekly chart of IOTA. You have a green 2, not above a green 1. Oh shit, Panda. Panda's here.
He's talking.
Panda's here.
We got everybody here, guys. We got everybody here.
And
Tour couldn't make it though. I was upset.
Yeah, Tour couldn't. Cody Wilson just got arrested, by the way. You didn't know?
Who did?
You were on the plane. Cody Wilson, arrested in Taiwan.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I was on the
you were
plane. Oh, son of a bitch.
Right. So
insane.
we knew he wasn't going to be here, but now he's in a Taiwanese prison right now. Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
That's
Got
crazy.
arrested. He got arrested in Thailand. Not Thailand, Taiwan.
Of all places.
Yeah. So what you're looking at right here, right? You're looking at a descending triangle. It's not a big one, but it's a triangle. Might extend, who knows, right? So IOTA is looking like it's ready to break down whatever this candle is. So whatever that candle is gonna break down. And once IOTA falls below this line, shit's gonna hit the fan, as a technical term.
That's why we need a longer bear market.
Right.
I need all these freaking altcoins to go
So
below
IOTA is looking like crap right now. It looks very, very bad. Weekly chart of IOTA, the daily chart of IOTA. The daily chart of IOTA bounced off of a 13, let it reset. Look at this triangle, man. Look at this beautiful triangle. Look at this bounce off of a 913 low, followed by another 13, right? So, yeah, IOTA is not looking good. It's looking very bearish. I guess I'm gonna. Oh, my battery's gonna die, guys.
Yeah.
All right. I looked at one of you two. I'm not gonna look at Gorpo. I never heard of Gorpo. All right. I'm gonna cut screen share. Vortex, tell us what's up in your life before my computer dies.
Well, we only got a couple minutes, so
22.
Just want to say shout out to the Honey Badger Conference. It's going to be a great time. We got all the legends behind us, so just shout out to all of those guys. Really excited to talk to everybody, talk Bitcoin like the entire time, which is great. Instead of talking other cryptocurrencies, it's mostly just Bitcoin. That's what's great. So for me personally, of course, I just started the new YouTube channel, the CryptoCast Network, where we have a lot of shows on there, like 4 or 5 different shows right now. So almost a show every day. And in addition to that, of course, I have my workshop now, the Programming with Bitcoin.com workshop, where we teach application developers how to work directly with Bitcoin. And that's
what Nicholas on.
Yeah, that's
So you already did one
in Las Vegas.
One in Las Vegas. What was the feedback? How did it go?
So everything went pretty well. We had a little bit of an unfortunate noise problem next door. See, so when you had your workshop there, you had the big room with all the walls. I had the smaller room with temporary walls. So we had a little bit of noise, unfortunately, but it was still a great time. Everybody was really happy with it. And, Nick couldn't have been more in his element. Again, he's a Microsoft certified teacher, so he really loves teaching people and he loves educating.
Yeah, no, and stick with it, and more people will come. Once Bitcoin goes into a bull market, everything changes.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's on your shirt, man?
So I got a pretty awesome shirt. This is basically the Genesis block here. I don't know if you can see the camera.
There we go.
Yep. So of course the original message in the first block, this is the Genesis block. This is what it's all about, people. This is why I do what I do, and this is why I have my channel, because of this.
Where'd you get it?
So where did I get it? I got it. I believe. Let's see. There's so many crypto shirt places now. I got it at Bitcoin T-shirt, I believe.
Cool.
I forget the name of the website, but Bitcoin T-shirt hangs out in the BTC Pay server Slack, and it's tons of people hang out in there. So I recommend you guys check it out in there. But if you want to find his website, find him.
Yeah, and you are starting a conference tour. You're gonna be speaking at a couple of places, right?
Yeah, I'm actually
From here, you're heading to Vegas to speak there, back home.
That's correct. I'm actually,
Which conference is that again?
I forget the name of it now. There's so many. I forget the actual name of it, guys. I've
like
literally
WCC.
spoken at a dozen conferences and meetups this year at least, and it's sort of getting hard to track them all. But Tone, was actually your recommendation that I go for this particular conference. So sorry, double sorry that I forgot the name, because Tone actually hooked me up to get a speaking deal there to again share Bitcoin with all the crazy crypto people.
So that was an epic fail. Wanted to promote a conference, but clearly
sorry about
not
that.
working. And my battery's about to die. We'll do it again. We're gonna try to interview some people here at some point later on.
I want to get some interviews too. So
We'll do a little promotion then. And all right, I'm down to 20%. Let me maybe try to get Whale Panda. Let me stop. Am I screen sharing? I'm not. Yeah, let me grab your mic.
Let me grab Panda.
All right. Hey, Panda, can I give you 5 minutes? I only have 20% of my battery. It's dying. We got Whale Panda here.
Yeah.
He's got his own YouTube channel with a couple of shitcoin scammers. Tell us all about it.
What are you talking about? I run my magical crypto friends, which is the best Bitcoin maximalist channel. But you say shitcoin scammers, but in a way, even Ricardo and Charlie are kind of Bitcoin maximalists.
I like them. No, look, I like Charlie. I like Ricardo. I like those guys. Those are like some of my favorite altcoin guys in the space.
Yeah, and they also try to push Bitcoin adoption as well.
They're actually not scammers. That was a joke. I don't think Charlie Lee's not a scammer. Fluffy Pony's not a scammer. I do believe they're running a legitimate project. However, I don't think they're viable long term. I think Bitcoin will eventually eat them.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No,
Tell us why.
Well, I think like I think for Bitcoin it will be very difficult to go like full privacy. So I see like I see in every sort of category like one winner. For more like privacy focused, you have Monero. Maybe for like storage sort of thing, you have Sia Coin. Bitcoin for all the rest, like payments, digital gold, maybe even smart contracts. I don't know. We'll see about that.
But how good is your privacy if you have to go in and out of Monero into Bitcoin? If Bitcoin is not private, but you have to constantly sell your Monero for Bitcoin, what's the point?
But why are you constantly selling your Monero for Bitcoin?
Well, eventually you're going to want to buy something that doesn't require absolute privacy, right? Like, I'm sorry, but my coffee transaction doesn't really have to be private.
It doesn't have to be, but it can be.
It can be, but if that privacy comes with an inconvenience, no one would use it.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, that's why no one cares about privacy on their Facebook. People generally don't care about privacy if it comes with inconvenience.
That's true until it's too late. And then people realize, oh shit, Facebook has all my information. And then they suddenly care about the privacy.
And then they end up being content with it.
Yeah, okay. But I don't see like going in and out of Monero constantly. I see it going maybe like you do one transfer per month or something on something like BISC, which doesn't require any KYC. Because Shapeshift is now also starting with KYC and email. So.
All right. So here's another question for you. Are you willing to break down your not short-term trading, but more medium to longer-term holdings by percentage of the coin? Not how many coins you have, but like, is it like 90% Bitcoin, 8% Monero, 2% Litecoin? Like, what's your medium to longer term holding portfolio percentage breakdown? Because I know what Charlie Lee's is.
70% Bitcoin.
Okay.
Then around 15% Monero.
Okay, 15 to go.
And 50% shitcoins. That's
15% shitcoins.
Yeah, that's all like. Your battery is low.
Battery's low. Any of those shitcoins you are more optimistic about than others?
Well, no, I said shitcoins. No, not all shitcoins. Like I have some Litecoin, I have some Decred. Those are not really shitcoins, but the rest are just like tokens from ICOs that I bought last year, or something that I think will pump harder than Bitcoin, because I'm a Bitcoin monetary maximalist, which means that I trade shitcoins to make more